Hey there, Brent Webb. Today, we're going to talk about 6 hacks to stop anxious thoughts in their tracks. Do you have racing thoughts and anxiety? It's hard to focus on anything else when anxiety takes control of your mind. You're filled with worries, you're filled with uncertainties. You can't calm down, you can't rest. Fortunately, there are ways to control anxious thoughts, and it just takes practice to master these techniques. Next time you feel anxiety, try these tips. First, distance yourself from the worrisome thoughts. Learn to look at your anxious thoughts in a different way. The key is to reshape how you think about things. Reshape them. When you get an anxious thought, immediately identify it as a sign of your worry and not reality. Labeling your thoughts correctly raises self-awareness and makes it easier to control them. It also gives you something else to focus on instead of that constant stream of worry. Next, ask yourself questions. When you get an anxious thought, stop and ask yourself a couple of things. You can ask yourself, what is the real reason for this? What is the real reason for this anxious thought? What am I really afraid of? Is there any real danger? Or is my mind simply playing games with me? Is the negative outcome I'm imagining likely to happen? How can I stop or change these negative thoughts into something positive? View your thoughts as data. Sometimes it's helpful to view your thoughts as data and your mind as a data processing center. You'll get a lot of data coming in throughout the day. Now, some of this data can be incorrect and some of it can be confusing. This is an example of anxious thoughts. You may also interpret the data incorrectly. This means you allow the anxious thoughts to take over. You let them take control. And in turn, you let them control you. You let them grow. You let them fester. As the data processing center, you get to decide on how to handle all the information. Remember, you and only you are in control. This means you can choose to toss out or ignore the incorrect data. Also, keep in mind that the brain is designed to detect danger and is hypersensitive to it. You may pick up on things that aren't even real. Next, focus on the present. Many anxious thoughts are focused on either the future or the past. You can break free by focusing on the only moment that matters, the only moment that is your entry point into making permanent change, and that is the now, the present. You avoid thinking too much about the past or the future by interrupting these thoughts. Notice when you're thinking about the past or future and guide your thoughts back to the present moment. Sometimes thoughts from the past can make you afraid of the future. Remember that the past doesn't have to repeat itself. You and you alone have the power to change how your future will be shaped. Take action. That's the next step. Anxious thoughts often prevent you from taking that action. They keep you stuck in fear and worry. Learn to take action even or especially when you're afraid. Find out one thing you can influence positively in that moment and take action. Action can actually decrease the number of anxious thoughts you have on a daily basis. It can show you that there's nothing to be afraid of, that you're powerful, and that you can make a positive difference. Next, get rid of unhelpful thoughts. Some thoughts may be true, but they aren't helpful. Learn to tell helpful and unhelpful thoughts apart from each other. Then start to sift and sort and filter out the unhelpful ones. For example, if you know that the odds of making a perfect presentation at work are low, but you still have to do it, this is an unhelpful thought. It doesn't encourage you to do your best. Anxious thoughts don't have to control your life. You can use these tricks to effectively take control of your mind when you find yourself worrying, when you find yourself stressed, when you find yourself trapped in anxiety. If these tips aren't enough, consider taking one of my courses or my personal coaching programs. Go to brentwebb.com for more information. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.